So I have uploaded our videos, okay? Start of all the topics regarding ASP.NET Core, no? Starting from the time we reviewed, okay? We reviewed the creation of reports. Kasi the last topic we took up with classic ASP.NET is creation of reports. Sino bagong dating? Can you identify yourself? Si Along?
Along po, sir.
Sino pa? Kasi may dadagdag eh. Moralde, okay? Please identify yourself when you come in, no? So I can check your attendance. So June 4th, no? For the newcomers is the deadline of the, no? And they have uploaded everything, no? All the previous sessions, no? Except one lang pala, yung may, may discussion on search, no? So let's review that anyway, no? So first, you set up the JSON file, no? To connect to SQL Server. ESP.settings JSON file. Dito nakasulat, no? In the default connection string. Okay? Before you migrate. That's very important. No? Second, when you are going to use role management, you're going to add something to the startup project. Startup.cs file. Okay? Ang bagal ng ating regler. Okay. Sige na lang, kaya mabagal siya eh. Okay. So, yung ASP settings.json file, that's where you connect. And then when you use, of course, you are going to do role management, no? They follow. Kailangan talaga merong role management because you cannot assign roles to your users. You are supposed to add, no, this line in the startup.cs, no? Idadagdag mo ito. They follow. You can just copy and paste this, no? In this exact location. They follow? Okay? Any questions so far? No? Diyan mo idadagdag. And then you can start creating models and start migration. It is important when you, after creating models, you migrate right away. No? After creating a model, you migrate right away. But before you create a controller, you make sure your model is complete. Because the moment you have created a controller and a view, C# or rather Visual Studio will no longer create the code for you. Okay? So make sure your model is complete before creating a controller. Do you follow? Okay? Okay. So now we'll do that, no? Anyway, we'll create another model, no? Ang roles view model nandito, no? Now, what's a view model? Is it a view or is it a model? A view model is a model. It's not a view. Okay? It's only a temporary model, no? Which means that it is not migrated into your database. You do not include it into your DB context, no? We are going to use a view model in order to be able to access, no, the tables in ASP.NET Core, particularly those that are included in the identity framework. Ano yung identity framework? These are the tables, no? Yung ASP.NET users, ASP.NET roles, ASP.NET user roles, no? The initial tables that are included are part of the identity framework. Now, you make view models in order to be able to create CRUDs for them. Okay? Do you follow? So, for example, we have role demo. No, dito sa role demo natin, meron ng mga identity framework models like ASP.NET roles, no? Yan. Logins, no? User roles, and so on and so forth, no? These are the identity framework tables, okay? Which you don't have. Now, you cannot migrate them or you cannot create CRUDs by creating models, no, because they are already pre-created for you. So you are going to use view models. Okay, the first one is the roles view model. So in creating the roles view model, you just copy what is in the table, no? So for example, you have an ID, you will have a name that's in the table. These are just the two important ones. And you have a list of users included in that, ano? Okay? Okay? In that view model. Do you follow? This is the roles view model. Okay? And then you will need to create a role controller. Okay? A role controller. Let's look at the role controller. Ang dami na nating topics, no? Starting from ASP.NET pa. Okay. Meron na tayong sats. Okay. And then you remember, no? Where in the menu you put, okay, your choices. It's in login partial view. Do you follow? Diyan mo ilalagay. There's an example here. No? You have an example here. Dito sa login partial view in the views framework, rather in the views folder, no? The shared. You can find this under shared in views folder. You will have a login partial. This is the part where you store your menu. Okay. Now, if you put there's a part there which specifies, okay, the logged in part and the unlogged in part. Bagal, no? Ito. If sign in manager is signed in, dito mo ilalagay yung mga signed in, ano? Okay, do you follow? Other than that, nandito yung you look for the else, no? Ito yung else, no? Dito yung hindi naka-login. Those that are accessible by the public. Do you follow? Even those that are not logged in. Okay? The roles controller. Dito, itong roles controller, you just have to copy this, no? Do you follow? Do you follow? So, nandito yung functions for details, editing, listing of roles. Okay? Okay? Creating of new roles. Okay? Editing of roles, nandito. Editing of user roles. Roles under a user. Do you follow? So, nandyan lahat. And then, you also have the user views, no? The role views. Now, this is if you choose, no, ASP.NET Core. Kung gusto mong classic ASP.NET, the previous one, you use the previous one, okay? Do you follow? Pero mas madali dito mag-create ng CRUDs. Okay? Okay? The roles controller, and then you have the roles index view with the search. No, walang search ito, no? Okay, the roles index view. The one that lists all roles. Okay? So, nandyan. You will have to include that in your project, no? Your project must have role management. Okay? Everyone? Hindi pwedeng wala. Even if in ASP.NET, no, kailangan meron kang, kahit two simple roles lang, admin and user. Di follow? Doon mo ilalagay sa users database. Okay. So you have the creation of the roles here, the listing of the roles. Nandyan yung views, no? Sorry, bakit? Okay. The roles index view, the roles create, and the edit users view, no? I also have the employees model. How do you generate a controller when you and views when you have finished the model? Here's the specific steps, no? You don't create the views one by one yourself, no? That's a long process. What you do is you right click on the controllers folder, click add, choose controller, and choose MVC with using entity framework, no? Do you follow? Okay. So for example, let's create one more model. No, let's create one more model in our previous class, in our previous project. Okay. Shall we say departments? No. Create tayo ng departments. Now, I have seen a video on how to create reports. No, it's not easy to create reports in ASP.NET Core. I'm going to try to develop an example. No, if I can do that, I'll finish. No, kasi kailangan mong gumamit ng project sa classic ASP.NET because you cannot add a report here. Okay, do you follow? Hindi ka pwede magdagdag ng report dito eh. Okay. For example, meron na tayong employee management, no? Okay. We have a search, then we have an edit. Okay. Okay. So let us try to create a new model and then create the views, no, from start to finish. Okay. So let's try to create the department model. So under department, we only have bakit hindi magana? Still running, no? Okay. Now let me create another model and create all the views from start to finish, no? So for example, let me create a new model called department. Okay. So I'll create under models. What you'll do, you right click, you add a new class. Okay. You give a name when you give it a name that is easy to understand and relevant, no? So for example, this is departments. Okay. So it must have an ID. Okay. If you look at your employees now, you can just copy this. Okay. Kaya na lang natin ito. Babaguhin natin. We'll only have 2. Okay. And then we'll go to our department. We'll have ID. That's department ID. And this is department name. Department description. Department name na lang. Okay. Remember, these are important, no? Okay. Department location. Hindi na lang natin ito required. Okay. The squigglies, no? The red squigglies first, you go through them one by one. And then you can click this, oh. Let's do that again. Click this and click the using. Or pareho lang, you just like this and then show potential fixes, no? Pareho lang yun, no? That's how to remove the red squigglies. There are errors. Click this. Okay. Okay, so wala na. Okay. And then you look at your, no, this is departments. You look at your DB context, no? The DB context is under data. Application DB context. Okay. Maglagay ka dito ng departments. This specifies the name of the Name of the table that is created in the SQL server. We follow? Okay, so kasali na, no? Yung role models na include na niya. So, wala nang red squiggly. Okay? So, what do we do next? Okay. We view the package management, other Windows package manager console. Okay. And then we do a migration. What migration do we have now? Okay. 03 na tayo, no? Add migration. 00003 departments. Walang T, S. Okay. Okay. And then we update the database. Okay. They follow. So if you have created a single CRUD, the next will be easy. Okay. And then we look at our table. We refresh. Okay. So we now have departments. Okay. If we design that, exactly what we have. Okay. We have department name and we have location and we have ID. Okay. If you specify it to be a key, it's automatically incrementing. Any questions so far? Now let us create the CRUDs. Okay. Let's create the CRUDs, no? The views and the controller. Okay. How do we do that? It's easy. We go to controller. It's in our website, no? It's in our Daigler site. Let us look at that. Titingnan natin muna sa Daigler. Nasa Daigler ang guide. Okay. Nandito sa Daigler ang guide. Towards the end. Bagal lang ang Daigler, no? Kung kailan nila binago, lalong bumagal. Kasi teachers are not supposed to really use many teachers are using the big blue button. It's bugging us all down, no? I'm not using the big blue button because I know it's very heavy. The videos being saved there are very large. I have made a comparison between the videos made there and the videos made that are uploaded in YouTube. Mas maganda talaga sa YouTube. Okay, so how do we create the controller? Nandito, no? Generating the controller and views automatically. Okay, using the model. If you have a model, you can now generate the controller and the views automatically now. Shall we do that here? Okay, close muna natin to. We now have the model called department, no? Let's go to controller. Okay, we add controller. Okay, we choose this, no? The third option, MVC controller with views using entity framework. Okay, we click add. Okay, so the controller name is what? Departments controller. Do you follow? The model is based on the departments, no? Model we have created. Ito. Okay, kung meron na ito, you just have let it empty. Let it there, no? Dapat naka-layout CSHTML. Okay? Do you follow? We click generate views so that the views are generated for us properly. By itself, no? Hindi na tayo mag-ano. Okay, and then it points to the default, no? DB context, we click add. Okay. 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 What it's doing is creating the department's controller. We can now put this authorized, no? Para hindi siya mag-ano. Okay, hindi siya pwede. And then we just remove the squiggly by doing it here like that, no? Now, since we have this already, we can now put an an index. Now, take note, we have an index in the department's controller. We already have an index. Right? Meron na tayong index, oh. Okay? Do you follow? We can now put this right away in our, in our menu. How do we do that? We go to the views, and then shared, and then the login partial, okay? The login partial, magdadagdag na naman tayo dito. Okay? Did we have a divider? Drop down menu. Wala tayong nilagay na drop down divider, no? That we can have. Okay. So we just copy this. We add another list. Okay. So the ASP area is no longer employees but department. And then we specify index, no? And shall we say department management. Okay. So we can try this right away. Okay. Any questions so far? We log in. Okay. No, sa admin, so meron na tayong department management. Okay. Okay. Departments. Okay. The controller should be departments. Department lang. Let's look at our controller. The controller is departments. No? So dapat departments. May S, no? Do you follow? Because this should be the name of the controller. No? So, exactly, because our controller is departments controller. Okay. So it's easy to detect the error messages, no? Generally speaking, no, madali lang naman hanapin yung mga messages, no? Rather yung mga errors. Okay? We go to department management. So now we have a list of management. Okay? So let's say accounting. We have here CM Recto. Create. So now we have a department. And then we'll create another department. Shall we say payroll. Shall we say grade school. It's in Matina. Nandiyan na. Do you follow? Now you can further improve this, no? Let us improve this. So meron na tayo kaagad CRUDs. So what you do, we just generate the CRUDs automatically by creating, no, the controller with the MVC views, no? You just look at the method, the steps which I have included in Digger 2.0. Now we can improve on this, no? Surely we can improve on that. We look at the views, no? So for example, the department views. Okay, so ang index, no? So instead of index, we say list of departments. Instead of H1, I'll use H4. Masyadong malaki yung H1. And then, usually, I'll transfer this, no? I-transfer ko ito. I'll move this to the header. So, the last header. No? Dito. Okay, because it looks better that way. And then, you can add a bootstrap class, no? Nadagdagan natin ng bootstrap class. So, we'll say, class equals btn dash primary. Okay, do you follow? And then you will have edit in the rows. You will have edit and delete. You can also add classes here. No? Class btn. Okay, btn dash primary. No? And the details is usually secondary. You can use secondary, no? Or yung isa gagawin nating success, no, para maganda tingnan. Calls btn secondary. So I presume you know your, I don't know. I never explained Bootstrap here because I assume you already know it. Because this is web tech too, so yeah. BTN danger. Danger becomes red. Success is green. So yung ating create, gawin nating our create button will make this BTN success. Okay? Let's run this. If you want to add a search, you copy the search function I have in the ano. Okay. Ayan. Diba maganda na? So we have create new here. We have edit, delete. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Pwede mo pa ito i-change, no? Okay. And so on and so forth. Any questions so far? Okay. So you should have at least 5 of this in your project. No? Any questions? And you can watch the video on creating carts, no? Shopping carts, kayo na bahala. I'm also going to watch it myself, no? Actually, nasimulan ko na. Hindi ko lang matapos-tapos. If you want to make a list, a search, no? What we'll do is, we'll copy the search in our employees, no? In our employees view, no? Kasi meron tayo dito sa employees, meron tayong index. Okay. So ang ginawa dito, ginawa ng we'll make them a row. Lagyan natin ng row. Okay. Yung ating department class. Kasi department.ch index employees ito, no? Ito yung index ng department. Right? Yes. Yes. Okay. So lagyan natin ng row. Okay. Okay. So that we'll have this as list of, gawin natin columns. Okay. May dalawang columns tayo ngayon. Let's copy it na lang, no? Ito. May form, no? Kaya natin, let's just copy this before the table. Okay, before the table that gives you the search functionality. Okay. So ito yung search, no? Ginopyan na natin. Instead of list of employees, this is list of departments. O muna natin, let's make this, ano? Wala muna tayong ASP action, okay? Do you follow? And then the input name will be search department. Placeholder is department name. Okay. Okay lang naman natin ito. We'll just copy this and then we'll also copy the controller, no? Okay. Okay. Yung div lang na may may search. Okay. Dito, department management. Meron na tayong search dito. So, ang gusto natin pag mag-press ng ganyan, so we will limit, okay? What will we do? We'll just copy the search in the controller for the, nandito sa controller ng employees, no? Show search results. Okay. Show department, search department results, no? Okay. Kopyahin natin ito. Lagyan natin, pati yung HTTP post, no? By the way, because this is an HTTP post. Copy. And then we'll go to the departments. Kasi hindi kompleto yung ano, no? The sad thing is, hindi kompleto yung pagka-generate ng codes. So, you just have to edit it a little. Okay? Hindi naman ganun kalala yan, no? So, show, instead of employee results, we'll say, show search department. And the name for our input is search department. Galing ito sa ano, no? Sa form. Ang search, ano? Do you follow? If search is null, and then this is departments, no? Context departments. If you look at our model, what is let's go back to our model and look at the department. Okay. Department name. Okay. So, babalik na naman tayo sa ating controller. Where department name contains search department. Okay, let's save this. So, nawala na, no? Do you follow? So, that's all. Maybe you will have something to add something from edit, no? Let's run it, no? Yung return dot redirect, paminsan mag-error yun. So, copy and paste na lang if you have the code. Okay? So, tomorrow, I'll introduce you to a new lesson. Okay? So, department, shall we say, grade school. Hindi pa natin nalagyan ng action, no? We forgot to put the action. What's the action to be found? What's the action anyway? Nandito sa pinag-aralim. Show department, search department results. We'll just copy this. We'll go to our index. No? Ito sa ASP action. Remember the name dito, no? Okay, hindi natin nalagyan ng ASP action, so it will not call that action. Okay. Remember, this is an action in our controller. So our controller is where we write our code. Okay. So kung sa ASP.NET, it's our code behind. Okay? Do you follow? Okay. So let's say grade school. Oh, I'm sorry. Bakit hindi siya na gano'n? Okay. Show search department results. I-build nga natin. Baka hindi natin nalagay doon sa ano, no? Tamang ano. We'll end in 5 minutes. Okay. Gawin nga natin yung hindi connect. Okay. Just look at the clock na ano, no? The time. Di siya nag-ano. Let me look at my employee management. Ito mag-ano. Pero ang department management ayaw. Okay. So anyway, I'll save this and then I'll come back, no? After we'll take a break, okay? Okay, we'll take a break and then I'll fix this, okay? During the break. Okay? Please don't go away.